Approximately 750,000 Canadians are living with Alzheimer's disease or another form of dementia. Family, friends, caregivers, and people affected by these diseases did what they could by taking part in the Walk for Alzheimer's. Tina, always a good walk here. What's different this year?
Well, the sun came out. That was one thing that's great for today, but this is the 21st Walk for Alzheimer's, and we've been very proud sponsors for the last several years. It's IG Wealth Management, so we're thrilled that we have more walkers than ever. We've got 11 stations around the campus that we've got in and out, going in and out of the campus, so it's been a little bit more expanded, 2 kilometers this year. So people can do it once or they can do it twice.
Why does IG want to get involved in this event?
Well, IG's been the title sponsor for the IG Walk for Alzheimer's since 2018, and we're involved across the country every May, and we feel like it's important to be involved because there's about 700,000 individuals living with dementia or Alzheimer's disease in Canada, and we really want to make sure that we support the programs for them.
How specifically did IG support the walk here in Niagara?
We had about 35 individuals from our office here today, and we also raised about $30,000 this year, and we've actually done that for the past 5 years in a row.
That $30,000 from the office of IG goes directly to the Alzheimer's Society in Niagara, which supports individuals living with dementia locally. Why do you think IG continues to support this organization?
Because we get to see the impact in our community that our involvement helps out with. And when you have 12,000 individuals living with dementia in your hometown, we feel like it's important to support our community.
Cynthia Duval's father, Michael, had his own journey with dementia, and the Alzheimer's Society supported both him and his family through their journey.
My dad hid it very well. Even the doctor was surprised when I finally pushed for a diagnosis because he functioned very well. He was cooking, cleaning, he knew who everybody was, but his best friend across the street, he could never remember his name. And I thought that was kind of strange. And then certain things became whatchamacallits, and he couldn't remember the name for common things. So that's when I pushed for a diagnosis and came back vascular dementia.
After several trips to their medical teams, Cynthia took her doctor's advice and contacted the Alzheimer's Society for support.
I was always surprised how the counselor would phone me and ask me how I was doing and how I was coping. And she would tell me that she would stop and visit my dad, and he would again refuse the services. So it continued on for a little while like that. And in fact, they called and said they would have to close the file because Dad wasn't accepting any of the programs and services, but call them should anything change. And about 3 weeks later, things changed when Dad went missing for 2 days and 2 nights, and I called them up right away, and the services that they provided afterwards allowed Dad to stay in his own home for a good many years and even continue driving.
Why choose Brock?
Well, Brock is very central, and also if it rains, we can do indoor walk. Years back, we used to always have our walk in January during Awareness Month, so we did a totally indoor walk at Brock. So we've continued to utilize this venue and been able to then incorporate for the national walk and in May and have it indoors and outdoors.
In St. Catharines, for The Source, I'm Anthony Luongo.